Our next fighter making his way to the cage, Alejandro Babyface Gudino.
Don't let the nickname Babyface fool you. Also, don't let the actual Babyface fool you. Alejandro Gudino is no joke. Weighing at 259.6 pounds. This is a big boy for a 6'1" athlete. The 20-year-old fights out of Lake Balboa, California, with the Hive, a Kempo fighter who's got a big, big background in high school wrestling.
And that's gonna help him, I think. In your debut, you're probably gonna see him revert back to wrestling, or maybe he just wants to swing at someone. Who knows? But I'd like to see him because he's young. He's 20, so his high school wrestling ended only 2 years ago, so it's fresh. It's not these guys that are 35 years old that say I wrestled in high school. This guy just finished wrestling. It's pretty fresh in his mind, and I'm sure we're gonna see it. And you know, especially with the heavyweights, pressing the wrestling on, putting the body, get you tired, and then you could use that to open up for your striking and elsewhere with things.
And you want to talk about wrestling at 259 pounds against Michael Quintero, who weighs 233. That's a lot of weight he can make Quintero carry, and that can really weigh on you.
Yeah, and I would think that would be somewhat of the game plan. You know, especially your first fight, get the win out of the way. Revert to what you're comfortable in. Don't be in any uncomfortable. He does have a Kempo background, so he may be comfortable, but we'll see.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, Mike El Chingon Quintero.
And his opponent from Sityodtong and New Breed here in Southern California, 37-year-old Michael Quintero. Michael, 37 years old, this is his second amateur fight. He told me this is sort of his midlife crisis. He can't afford a Ferrari, but he can't afford to punch somebody in the face. So he's making a run here. So far, Quintero, 1 win and no losses. TKO round 2 win back in May of this year. The former high school teacher is also a strength and conditioning coach at the moment, and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt under Johnny Ramirez.
Yeah, and then you know what? I think he's got 2 things that are going to help him in this fight. One, he is intimidating as hell. He's got some crazy facial hair going on, and he looked angry all before. And number 2, he's like you say, he's a BJJ purple belt going against a wrestler. So if he does get taken down, we will possibly see a strong, guard game. But this guy's big, Michael. I don't think, he's a tough guy to press some wrestling on. If there's a strength advantage and something that can get you out of the clinch work, is that strength. And and we're going to see that. So we're going to see a little bit of a style matchup here, and I'm excited to see it.
Quintero, a big jiu-jitsu guy, but he said earlier today that he wants to keep this fight standing because those 2-minute rounds can be really tough for jiu-jitsu, especially if someone knows how to avoid submissions. It's not hard to avoid a submission for 2 minutes, at least not as hard as it is to avoid a submission for 5 minutes on the ground.
Yeah, you won't see a guy do it for 5 minutes, possibly, but you can avoid it here. I'm looking at this guy. There is definite an advantage of at least physique and stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Fee, fi, fo, fum. It's time for the big boys. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Kempo and wrestling practitioner making his debut. He stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing at 259.6 pounds. Representing Bowman's Dojo and the Hive. From Van Nuys, California, Alejandro Babyface Gudino. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter who brings a record of 1 win and no losses to the cage. His 1 win coming by way of knockout. He stands at 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing at 233.6 pounds, fighting with Sityodtong and New Breed Academy from Pico Rivera, California, Mike El Chingon Quintero. Man in charge of the action, Michael Bell.
Will it be the baby face, or will it be the bad A facial hair in this heavyweight matchup between Alejandro Gudino in the blue corner and Michael Quintero in the red corner? Let's see these big boys crash into each other. It starts here. And both guys firing early, jabs from both fighters. Gudino just throwing left, right. These guys going after it quickly. Quintero grabbing into the clinch. They trade a couple of knees to the body. More knees from Gudino.
Not afraid of facial hair. Definitely not afraid of it.
Gudino coming forward. Again, alternating left, right. Quintero trying to weather the storm. Quintero showing a strong chin so far in this fight.
You know, Gudino with this Kempo background, not really looking to use much of his wrestling, looking to knock him out.
Small strikes to the body here. Looked like possibly a low blow.
You know, and if I was Quintero, I'd say I'd get off of the cage and make some separation, and maybe even just try to get a takedown, because the striking, at least with the hands, is not his best thing right here.
A pair of really nasty knees to the body here from Quintero. But Gudino continuing to press forward, landing some big strikes so far tonight. Uppercut from Gudino, right straight from Quintero. Another right cross from Quintero.
This is a war. This is what everyone came out to the University of MMA to see, a war.
When you want to see heavyweights, this is how you want to see them fight. And now Quintero looking to take the back here, and that's going to be a bad spot against the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt.
Well, you know, his one key to grace here is he's a wrestler. He's comfortable there, and there's 19 seconds left. So in this position, he should be able to get out of here.
Quintero loading up some big spots. A right, another right. Gudino working his way up to the feet. 5 seconds left. Big right hand. A little bit of a late shot here. Man, both these guys really landed in droves. You had that first half of the fight, Gudino just left, right. And then later, Quintero throwing those big right hands.
Yeah, and you know, this is where it comes in, like, they both look great, but Quintero has a crazy amount of muscle, and this is the time where having that muscle may not be the best thing. Lactic acid builds up, your punches become slower, and Gudino needs to create space and land some big strikes, because I think he needs to stay out of the clinch and let Quintero be tight and be a target for him.
Like we said, don't let the baby face fool you. You know, if you line these two guys up next to each other and say which one's scary, you're going to point at Quintero every single time. But right now, Gudino is definitely showing he has reason to be feared.
Yeah, Gudino's not too scary. His hair is kind of friendly hair.
Yeah, he's not too scary until he's throwing those meat hammers at you.
Can you call his hands meat handles?
Meat hammers.
Oh, hammers. So what's a meat handle?
No idea. That's all you.
I don't eat meat, so I don't know.
Well, I do. And let's see what kind of meat they had to serve up here for this second round of this heavyweight fight. Again, we have Alejandro Gudino in the blue, Michael Quintero in the red. Do they have more in store for us? What's left in the tank?
More meat?
More meat for round number 2 here. Again, both come to the cage. And again, both guys engaging early. Quintero trying to connect with that jab. But look at the really stiff, straight jab of Gudino. Lands it a couple of times. Now Quintero switching to those knees he found so much success with in round number 1. Right hook from Quintero. He drops him. That's it. This fight is over.
Wow, what a finish.
Round 2 knockout by Michael Quintero.
Huge, crazy power from Michael Quintero. This guy has power for days.
Wow, what a fight from these two competitors. You know, you had to think after that round number 1 that it was only a matter of time before somebody went down. And it just looks like Quintero's the one who connected with the right shot first.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think after the first 15 seconds, we thought this fight was going to decision. There was no way that was going to happen. But congratulations to Michael Quintero, moving his record to a perfect 2-0. with a knockout victory.
So we see Quintero switching to those knees that he had so much success with in round number 1, throwing a knee, another knee, and then it's that right hook and that left hook that drop him. And as he comes in, gets that one last right hand before the referee stops the action.
Yeah, it was definitely those knees that started opening up those strikes. When he landed a couple of knees to the solar plex and the stomach, the clinch work really played off for Quintero.
So we see those knees. We see the hands of Gudino drop a moment on that 4th or 5th knee that connects.
Yeah, he tried to block it with his hands and left his face a little too open trying to block those knees. I'm sure his arms didn't feel too good trying to block those, and that's what happens.
You gotta look at that killer instinct of Quintero. He landed that right hook, left hook, and then as soon as he saw Gudino going down, just jumped in and followed with that final right hand. But you could see the referee was already making a move to stop that fight.
Yeah, that shot that's into the floor was going to finish. He could have walked away from there, Mark Hunt style, and just left him. But you know, he followed up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together once again for these fighters. Third man in the ring, Michael Bell brings a fight to a halt 21 seconds into the second round. Your winner by knockout out of the red corner, Mike El Chingon Quintero.
Let's give it up for both these fighters. That's what you expect to see in a heavyweight fight. Mike, that was a hell of a fight. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good, feeling good.
Is it fair to say that he took you a little off guard with that flurry in the first round?
Oh, yeah, no, I knew he was going to be a tough kid. He's 20 years old. He's young enough to be my son, but he's a tough kid. If he keeps at it, man, he's going to be a beast.
Absolutely. Now, I heard you say that you don't feel like 2 minutes is long enough to work BJJ on the ground. So was your plan to stay standing the whole time?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I've been working my stand-up, so I wanted to work that. Yeah, 2 minutes is just not enough time to work, especially I knew he was a tough wrestler. Wrestler's got a good, strong base. It's hard to do stuff on him.
Absolutely. I know you have a lot of people here supporting you tonight. You want to give a shout-out to your team and your fans?
Oh, yeah. Much thanks to my coaches, my teammates, my sparring partners kicked the hell out of me. All the Sityodtong new breeders came to support. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Give it up for him, your winner, Mike Quintero.
Your winner by round 2 knockout, Mike Quintero.